Good morning. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. I'm going to share with you about our ministry at the Pregnancy Network. And my name is Anna Wiles, and I am one of 7 nurses that we have on staff that have the opportunity and the privilege of getting to walk alongside the young women in our community to empower them to face their unplanned pregnancies without fear. And our desire is to give every woman the resources that she needs to choose life for her unborn child. And like I said, I'm one of the nurses, so I don't typically get to do these presentations. I'm a little nervous, but I love this job and I have so much passion for it. And not only that, you guys have been so welcoming to us this morning, so I really appreciate that. And I'm really excited to share with you. So why is our organization needed? When I meet with clients, I often hear the same story. Different circumstances, but basically a woman has come to us and she has found herself unexpectedly pregnant and she doesn't know what to do. And she's scared. She's scared that she won't be able to provide for her family and her child financially. She might have a husband or a boyfriend who is not supportive of the pregnancy. She might be scared to tell her family and her parents that she may have shame or they'll be disappointed. I meet with high school students and college students that think that a baby is going to change their whole future and be an obstacle. How would you feel in that moment? I mean, you would be terrified, and I see that. And being a mother myself, I know what it's like even when you are prepared. You think that you're prepared and you have a plan. But when you don't have a plan, it's a whole different story. And when I meet with these women, it's so important that I don't show them any judgment. I'm not there to tell them that they've made mistakes or that their choices have led to these consequences. I'm there to show them love and support, and that's what we do. And we give them practical help, and that's what they need. They need somebody to come alongside them and show them the grace of God, because in that moment, without that, they may think that their only option is abortion. So I want to show you a video, and this is a young woman named Amira, and she was one of our Greensboro clients, and she found herself in the exact position that I just told you about. She thought that her unborn child was an obstacle that she wasn't going to be able to overcome. And by God's grace, he did soften her heart. So I want to show you her video.
Ended up getting a pregnancy test, and I was like, I just came out and I'm like, I'm pregnant. I want to go to college. I want to be an interpreter, and I'm a senior this year, so like it was a lot on my plate. I was scared about what everybody was gonna think. They're gonna be like, oh, Amira, you're just another one of those pregnant young girls. My best friend came over with a big plate of spaghetti. I'm like, did she already know or something? Because why did she make me this? I didn't even eat the spaghetti. I lied to her and I told her I ate the spaghetti, but I didn't. I was just so like, I'm pregnant. I just really thought like the abortion was gonna be the cure of like, if I was having the baby, I was gonna be stopped. But if I had the abortion, then it won't let me keep going. When I was calling other places, they're like, you're how old? So I just be feeling like it's gonna be a judgment when I do tell people. But here it just felt like, okay, you're pregnant, and we're gonna do this together. I just really love Rose. Like, she's just so, just makes you wanna open up. Rose is telling me that this is a blessing. Like, you have to decide, you know what I'm saying? But I just kept thinking about abortion. When you do the judicial bypass, it has to show that, 1, you don't have nobody to sign for you. 2, that, yeah, I feel like this is gonna stop me from interpreting an ASL or stop me from completing college and stuff like that. But the whole time, I'm basically lying to these people, because it's like, Rose said basically that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. I just sat there one day, and I don't know what happened. I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing it. I just realized that what it was me being selfish. As soon as I figured out that I wasn't gonna do that, I was like, well, I gotta go back and get an ultrasound. They're telling me that you're about to have a baby. Are you ready for this baby? We're gonna get you ready for this baby. This is a blessing. It's not a curse, it's a blessing. Now, when me having a baby, I'm like, I'm gonna be doing everything for you. At the end of the day, the only way for me not to finish college or anything like that is because I stopped myself. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can get through anything. I'm actually saving money, you guys. Like, I'm about to get a car soon. I'm saving money. I'm coming for one thing, trying to get a checkup, and I got 5 other things, like a friend, a mentor, someone to talk to, someone who went through the same things I went through. Like, it feels like I don't need to go anywhere else. To be real, I can sit here, and I'm gonna get all the help I need. I don't know how to explain it sometimes, but it's just like, I feel like everybody needs to come here. Everybody.
So that is Amara's story. It makes me emotional to see because I see that and I hear that same story a lot, and just to know that we can make that happen. And those are my amazing coworkers in that video. But as you can see, she was so scared and she did not want to take on the responsibility of having a child. She didn't think she could do it, and there were outside resources that were trying to help her get her abortion. And you know, by the grace of God, like, her heart was changed, and we actually, her and her mother came to our gala in October, and she delivered a healthy baby girl last week. So it's just so great to see. But that's just one story of what we're seeking to do every day at the Pregnancy Network. And our mission of our organization is to empower these women to face their unplanned pregnancies without fear. And our desire is to give every woman the resources that she needs to make a healthy choice for herself and her unborn child. I want to show you our strategy for each client that comes through the door. It's called our Client Success Sequence. I'm only going to say that one time because I messed it up every time. But our client success, okay. This is how we take women from being undecided to empowered. And we start with the medical services. And I'm excited to talk to you about that because that's what I do. It's the first thing that we do to meet her immediate needs. And we offer pregnancy testing, we offer ultrasounds, and we offer STD testing and treatment. And we have 7 nurses on staff who provide same-day medical services 5 days a week. And I meet with these clients. We do health histories on them. Sometimes we find that they need immediate medical attention, and that's something we don't like to see, but we help them find doctors. Sometimes we have to help them get to the emergency room. They may not know how to find prenatal care or sign up for Medicaid, and so we walk with them through these steps. And then I get to perform ultrasounds, which is really cool for a nurse to do, and I get to show women, you know, their baby's heartbeat for the first time. So that's something that's really special. But it's in these appointments that I try to build a rapport and build trust with them. And our goal is to be able to share the gospel with every client and pray with them if they allow us to. And it doesn't always happen, but my goal is to just be able to plant the seed in their heart, because you don't know what that can turn into in the future. And in last year, we actually had 7 women who were saved through our appointments. So that is a blessing. And our next step of our triangle up there is our education and resources. And with our resources, we provide women with baby and maternity items and clothing and community referrals. And I give a lot of community referrals. And women have needs for counseling, they have needs for housing, clothes and food. So that's something that I can connect women to the resources in the community. We also have classes, but we want to make sure that we educate our clients on abortion procedures, because I've met clients who have had abortions in the past and they don't even know what it is. They don't know what they're going through. So I like to educate them on the risks, the alternatives, and just make sure that, you know, she's educated for her own health. This is also our time that we can educate them on God's design for marriage. But in our classes, we offer Pregnancy 101 and Parenting 101 classes, and we teach them what to expect for pregnancy, for delivery, breastfeeding, how to care for a newborn, how to care for a sick child, things that they need to be equipped to care for their baby. And our classes are growing like crazy. We had 144 participants last year, and we've had to move spaces because we can't even fit all of our clients and their support person. So that's exciting for us. And we also added our first Pregnancy 101 class in Spanish. We have a new Spanish client services coordinator, and her name's Irina, and she's pretty amazing. But 30% of our Winston-Salem clients are Spanish speaking. So that is a need that we have in our community. Another class that we offer is our abortion recovery class. Statistics show that 1 in 4 women will have an abortion in her lifetime. So if you or anyone that you know has walked through that experience of abortion, I think it's so important that you know that you're loved and you're cared for by us at the Pregnancy Network and by God, and He wants to extend grace and healing to you. So if anybody knows anybody, or you want to talk to me about that, I will be here today to go over that with you, or you can call our office. Our staff is so kind, and they would love to talk to you about that, because that is open to the community. This next video I want to share with you is a woman named Patty, and she actually leads our abortion recovery class. And this is her story of how she found healing in a very difficult situation.
I would think I was fine, and then something in my life would come up, and I feel like I was kind of haunted by abortion. I was the baby of 5 children. Mother taught Sunday school. Dad was a deacon, front row every Sunday. And at age 12, my parents separated and later divorced. So the whole family just really splintered, and we all kind of went in survival mode. My goals and dreams stopped on that day too, because I think I didn't feel worthy of my goals and dreams because I had screwed everything up. So nothing really mattered. You know, I brought all that into marriage and mothering and all of that, because I think in my mind, abortion was unforgivable. I thought, well, maybe if I volunteer, that will kind of dull this ache, and I can get past this and pretend like it didn't happen or just move through it. So I started volunteering and really started seeing my edge and my anger, and just guilt and shame just floated to the top. And I'm like, I don't need recovery, I'm fine. It's been over 30 years. And so I began to look into abortion recovery, even though I really didn't think I needed it. And little by little, God began to reveal to me the brokenness that this has caused in me. I think I was in such perpetual motion that I never looked behind me. I think I just kept moving, and I'm like, I'm laying it down because Jesus says He forgives all sins. So this is a sin, I'm going to lay it down. But I still held on to it, which said, I'm not worthy of your love. You don't fully love me, because how could you? I don't think you can lay something down until you turn around and look at what it is you're laying down. Looking at what you've done, looking at your child. giving your child a name. As painful as that was, it was very healing for me to acknowledge my child. And I think I'll be healing for a long time. But I know, without a shadow of a doubt, that my sin is forgiven and I don't pick it up anymore. And I fully am able to love, and I'm fully able to receive love and feel worthy of love. I don't feel the fear that I used to feel, and I feel like I can talk to Jesus again. I feel free, I feel more confident, I feel more joy, so much more joy. I'm just beyond grateful. Grateful doesn't even cover it that God has led me into helping other women and point them to forgiveness. If we're bound up with shame and guilt, we're not going to truly believe the Word of God. And God tells us that we're fully loved and fully forgiven. What we do does break His heart, but He doesn't leave us because it breaks His heart. We just have to be willing to lay it down and let Him bind our wounds.
That's Patty's story. Very impactful. She is a blessing that she is able to give back to so many women. And as much as we want to be there for women prior to them turning to the abortion clinic, we're always there afterwards to show them compassion, especially through that amazing class that she does. But if you'll look back at our sequence, I want to point out the final step in the process for empowering women in our community, and that is through mentorship. We have a program called the Connect Mentorship Program, and this is where we basically link a client with a Christian woman in the community from local churches who want to intentionally engage them in spiritual and life issues. And this is a great way they build these relationships that helps our clients have a long-term support network. One of my clients, who's very special to me, she also delivered her baby last week. She came to me when she was 6 weeks pregnant and she was undecided. And we talked through her options, and she did decide to carry. And she was linked with a mentor named Kathy. And Kathy has been there for her throughout her whole pregnancy. And my client tells me all the time, she's like, I don't think I could have got here without her. So I got to see that relationship blossom, and it was just pretty amazing to see. And that final step is so important because we do believe that the local church is God's plan for changing the world. And it's the church that God calls to make disciples of all nations. And we want to provide opportunities for you through our center and to use our center as an avenue to serve women facing unplanned pregnancies and to make disciples through that. And there are 3 ways that you can get involved. You can pray, serve, and give. And first, prayers are the most important thing. As Christians, we believe that God works through the prayers of His people. And we would really like if you would individually and come together as a church and just regularly pray for us and our center and our clients. And just pray that God would make abortion unthinkable and unnecessary to women and men in our community. Another way to get involved is to serve, and we have several different opportunities for volunteers. We have some client-facing opportunities, and that is with our mentors that I've already talked about, but also our peer advocates. And these are people who are trained. They actually come into appointments with the nurses. They engage with the clients. They pray with them. They share the gospel. And that's so important because we love having that support. And they're really, really great. And we also have behind-the-scenes volunteers, and they will help clean the facilities and put together client packets, organizing our resource room, filling out paperwork, and writing thank you cards. And without them, we would not be able to do the work that we do. When you volunteer at the Pregnancy Network, you get the opportunity to carry out the Great Commission in your community by serving women experiencing unplanned pregnancies. And another way that you can give or be connected is to give. And we want our churches to invest their prayers in their people and their finances if possible. Providing the free services at TPN to accomplish an enormous mission of making abortion an unnecessary option does come at a large financial cost. And if this is your tool for reaching moms that are facing unplanned pregnancies, it makes sense to invest your finances where you're going to see a return. And churches can participate with us in many ways. We do our baby bottle change campaign every year. We have our Walk for Life fundraiser, which will be in September in Winston-Salem. And by faithfully giving every month, which is our hope for churches who are fully invested in partnering with us. And when you give to the Pregnancy Network, you get the opportunity to make financial investments that empower women, protect the unborn life, and have an eternal impact. And if you have any interest in volunteering, I would be glad to talk to you. You could call our office. We have lots of ways to get involved, and you can even come and see our facilities. I work in the Winston-Salem office. I would love to have any one of you come and I'll give you a tour and show you around. It's pretty amazing. But this is who we are and what we do in a nutshell. And I will be here throughout the service and afterwards if you have any questions or thoughts. But I really appreciate you guys letting me take this opportunity to share with you this morning. And again, being so welcoming to my husband and I. Thank you.